Well, we made it to day 14, which means it's weigh-in day. But most people, they don't look forward to weigh-in day. But this time is different. It's beginning to click. It's actually becoming easy. I'm actually excited because this time I know what to expect because I figured out what finally works for me. Just 2 weeks ago, I weighed in at 269.2 pounds, and today I'm down 18.2 pounds in just 2 weeks.
Now, I know you're all here to lose weight, and I'm going to be showing the 4 things that I did in order to lose weight, along with a bunch of tips, so you're going to want to watch the entire video to get all the content. Alright, it's time to speak one-on-one, and here's the thing. This is not some diet. I've done plenty of diets, but once you go off the diet, you're going to gain the weight back. This right here is a tailored program for a lifestyle. Something that if you incorporate in terms of food, exercise, nutrition, mindset, all the things we're going to be talking about on this channel, you're going to be able to lose weight and sustain it and have a lifestyle. You know, we're not looking to do some kind of diet where you gain everything back. Now myself, I'm going to be losing 100 pounds. You know, with this video, we're about 20 pounds in, and that's just in 2 weeks, but we're going to maintain progress. We're going to keep updating. We're going to do Q&As. I'm going to give you weekly updates, let you know what I'm going to be doing in terms of weight loss. So if you're looking to lose weight and do it in real time with me, like, comment, subscribe right now.
So we're going to start up the protocol nice and slow, just like this treadmill. We're going to talk about exercise. And for me, I'm keeping it simple. Every single day I'm walking. I'm putting in 10,000 steps as a bare minimum, but I do it every single day. Now, if I was to go and do 10,000 steps from 0 to 10,000, and I've done that before, it takes me about an hour and 45 minutes nonstop. But you can do this throughout the day. But for my exercise, I did 10,000 steps every single day, and there's no exceptions. 10,000 steps is what I did.
So, walking is kind of awesome for a variety of reasons. First of all, every step you take, you're beginning to burn calories, and the more you walk, the more you're going to burn. You don't need fancy equipment. You might need a pair of shoes, a pair of socks, but you can walk barefoot. You can do indoors, outdoors, and the best part is recovery time. For me, I'm able to walk 7 days a week, and it's not a problem. I easily get in my 10,000 steps, and a lot of times I'm at 15, 20. I've even reached over 30,000 steps in a day. Now, I am on my feet quite a bit for my work Monday through Friday, but even on a weekend, 15 to 20,000 steps is not unheard of. So this is why I chose walking as my form of exercise.
Up next is our nutrition, and once again, we're keeping it simple. We're trying to mimic what a homemade low-fat Subway sandwich would be. And if you go to Subway, a lot of these sandwiches are going to be between 500 to 650 calories, depending on what you get in the sandwich. And that's what we're trying to mimic with each sandwich at home. So we're going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to be starting off with about 3 pieces of bread, a little bit over 300 calories. As you do that, I try to add about 200 to 250 calories of ham or turkey. And then at that point, I'm basically done counting calories. So I'll have about 550 to a little bit over 600 calories in a sandwich. And then I'll just have a pile of vegetables, and you can choose whatever you like. For myself, I'm a fan of lettuce. I got cucumbers, I got tomatoes, carrots, a lot of spinach, greens, just things that I like to add. And when you're making the sandwiches, they end up being about the size of your head. They're really big, and that's the best part. They're big, they're filling, and they take you about 10 to 20 minutes to eat. So generally, when people are sitting there eating, it takes your body and your brain about 10 to 20 minutes to actually realize you're full. So the fact that you're sitting here, you're eating a big sandwich, it's low calorie, but you're getting a ton of food just based on how much volume there is there. So it begins to add up, and by the end of a sandwich, you're definitely going to be feeling it. And it's definitely it'd be really tough to actually sit down and eat 2 of these in a sitting, just because, like I said, it's about the size of your head. So we're trying to mimic the homemade low-fat Subway sandwich, a little bit of bread, a little bit of meat, and then as many vegetables as you like. Once again, it'll be about the size of your head by the time it's all said and done.
So let's get a little bit more into nutrition. And yeah, basically the big thing is it's going to be low fat. So you're going to be able to consume carbs and proteins, but you're really trying to eliminate any major sources of fat. So you can do anything like these Subway sandwiches, you can do chicken breast, you can do lean meats, you can have oatmeals, you can have berries, you can have a pile of vegetables, big salads, something like that, but you're not having anything that's going to be high in fat. In fact, you're trying to eliminate that, and you're trying to keep it low calorie. So, you can have a lot of food. In this example, I did about 500 to 600 calories in a big sandwich, but it's going to keep you full. And that's the other thing. Yeah, low calorie, but high volume. You're going to have something that's going to take you maybe 10 to 20 minutes to eat. It's going to fill you up. It's a ton of food, and it's going to keep you satisfied. You're actually going to be looking forward to the next meal.
Up next is intermittent fasting, and we're just going to keep it nice and simple. I'd recommend skipping breakfast and maybe your morning snack, and then your first meal of the day, we're going to say it's around 12 o'clock. So right around lunchtime, you're going to have an eating window, which is the time you're allowed to eat. I'll say 12 until 8 o'clock at night. And then during that time, you can have your normal low fat, low calorie, high volume, whatever kind of foods you're going to have. And that's the time you can eat. Once 8 o'clock hits at night, you're done eating, you're going to go to sleep. And next time you're going to eat is going to be around 12 o'clock the next day, and you're going to be skipping breakfast. You're going to be skipping that morning snack. And then, most importantly, if you're having any kind of drinks during the morning, you're not having anything that has calories. So stick to things like black coffee, carbonated water, diet sodas, something nice and simple that has no calories and is going to keep you in that fasted state.
And lastly, we're going to talk about calorie deficit. So let's put everything together. Number one, what do we have? You're going to figure out how many steps you're going to do. So if it's 5,000, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, figure out what you're going to do, commit to it, and then do it every single day. Even on the days that you don't want to, even if you have the day off, you're going to do it. You're going to stick to what you're going to eat. So for myself, low fat homemade Subway sandwiches. Let's just say hypothetically you have 3 of those a day, 500 calories each. So the amount of calories you're going to have each day is 1,500. And then you're going to intermittent fast. So you're going to not eat breakfast. There's no snack in the morning. You eat from 12 until 8 o'clock at night. And then you fast, at nighttime. And then you're done eating for the day. You put everything together. You get yourself a fitness tracker. And we know that we consume about 1,500 calories per day. Now for myself, I started off about 269.2 pounds. And it's not uncommon for me just because I'm a bigger guy. I might burn 5,000 calories a day. So I'm looking at close to a 3,500 calorie, which is a pound deficit per day, which is what I've been doing. And you can see how quickly this adds up. So you add all those things together and you get consistent, massive weight loss. And the food adherence is just crazy high because you're full, you look forward to it, and it's just been amazing. So there we are, 18.2 pounds in 2 weeks. We're going to keep this thing going. I'm going to lose 100 pounds. But best thing is, like, comment, subscribe, because you're coming along for the journey. So if you're losing weight, this is the thing to follow, because we're going to be updating all the time. We'll be doing Q&As. I'll talk about food, different things for fasting, mindset, inspiration. Everything we're going to do, you're going to be a part of. Like, comment, subscribe. Find out what's possible.